Let's do some xrOS predictions. Apple is going to announce its VR headset next week, and everybody is talking about the hardware, but I think it's the software that we should really be paying attention to here. It's fun to speculate about things like this, so let's do just that. Let's speculate about xrOS. The Apple's headset is going to need an operating system. It's a piece of hardware, it needs to run on something, it's not going to run on iOS, it's not going to run on the desktop's operating system, it does need its own operating system, and that's where xrOS comes in. Why do I keep calling it xrOS? Well, we know that Apple trademarked xrOS, so most likely that's what it's going to be called. Why is it called the xrOS? Well, we know that the headset is supposed to do virtual reality as well as mixed reality. So that's why X for whether it's virtual or mixed are reality. It wouldn't make sense for Apple to have different operating systems for virtual reality devices and different ones for mixed reality devices. We know there is a rumor that the new headset is going to have a dial that allows you to switch between between VR and mixed reality. Of course, all of that needs to run on one operating system that governs all of it. So the rumored operating system is supposed to rely on eye tracking and hand tracking, and we'll soon find out there will be no controllers. And I think this is going to be the biggest thing, the biggest differentiator between Meta. And I think it's a pretty risky move on the side of Apple, but also a move that maybe will really pay out. Famously, remember Steve Jobs making fun of the stylus? Is Apple going to be making fun of controllers in exactly the same vein? And are they once again going to be right about this? We'll find out. If that's the direction they're going with, it better works, and it better works really well. I'm sure that Apple will want to create a very consistent design environment across the entire family of different devices. You already know when you look at laptops, MacBooks, and iPhones and iPads, there is a consistency going on over there. There are these characteristic square icons that Apple likes to use. There is the dock at the bottom, and I suspect there is going to be a kind of a virtual reality dock that is going to be the virtual reality version of the dock that we are used to on the computers, iPads, iPhones, and so on. So according to Bloomberg, Apple will focus on gaming, video streaming, health and fitness, and FaceTiming with other people. It makes perfect sense that this is what they would be attacking first. Apple is known for really paying attention to user experience, and I'm sure that they understand what a huge difference a virtual reality or mixed reality device brings. So I hope that they really thought this through, and they're not thinking about a flat screen, they are thinking about three-dimensional space in mixed reality. Especially, I'm hoping that the apps that they're going to have, that you will be able to post these apps, maybe little widgets within your space. So imagine having a little notes app that you attach to your fridge. Imagine having a little video player that you attach to the wall and scale it up however you want to do it, and so on and so on. And why not have several instances of an app in different places? So maybe you have your calendar attached to the fridge, but maybe you also have your calendar attached to the desk next to the computer. And of course, because it's all virtual reality, you can pull out your calendar anytime you want, wherever you want. Multitasking is a must, in my opinion. If you really want to take advantage of mixed reality, where you have an app attached to a wall and you have another app, another widget attached to your fridge, then you really cannot have only one app running at the same time. You do have to have that environment where you walk through your space and you have several apps running at the same time. So multitasking, I'm really hoping that multitasking is going to be there from the very early on, and it is going to be implemented in a very meaningful way. iPad apps. So there's this rumor out there that right out of the box, the new VR headset is going to support millions and millions of iPad or iPhone apps. It sounds really exciting. Now, here's the thing though. I am not really all that excited about this because most of the time if I want to use an app that was built for an iPad, I probably will want to use it on the iPad or an iPhone. And the idea that I'm just going to pull out a virtual screen inside a virtual reality and just look at that iPad screen and use that iPad app, it sounds like it would be really an amazing experience as long as there are other apps that I will have access, other widgets that I will have access simultaneously. So again, this is going back to multitasking. Without multitasking, if you just tell me I can access millions of iPad apps, what I'm going to say to you is, well, give me my iPad, because that will be a better experience. There is a rumored Books app for the virtual reality headset, and I'm really trying to get my head around this. If I'm simply going to open a book in VR and read that book in VR, then number one, that means that the headset has some really amazing resolution, because reading in VR, that's not something I can do for long periods of time in my Quest 2 or Quest Pro. But let's say that it does have an amazing resolution. I'm having a hard time buying into this concept of opening a book in virtual reality and reading it and having that experience be better than me opening a real book and reading a real book, or even opening a book app on my iPad and reading from the iPad. There would have to be something else going on that would compensate, that would make this experience better. And I guess just kind of tuning out everything, maybe that is the selling point. And I can see how, like, you're reading in a forest somewhere, or you're reading on a beach, or you're reading on the top of the mountain. Maybe that would be interesting, maybe with some nice immersive music. Even with that, I am a little bit skeptical whether I would, after this initial novelty wears off, if I would really prefer to read books in virtual reality as opposed to just picking up a book or reading from the iPad screen. Apple TV in virtual reality sounds amazing. Of course, if you watch a movie, if you watch a television show, now you have the ability to watch it on whatever screen size you want. So whatever you might have at home right now, you can make it bigger. You can watch it on a cinema screen now if you have a Apple TV in virtual reality. All of that is great. Now, one caveat though, and this is something that many people don't think about. A lot of television watching is social. We like to sit back and watch a TV show. Often we like to sit back with our significant others, with our kids, and watch a television show. And if you're a family of 4, spending $12,000 on 4 headsets, that's a lot to ask. So that's why I am a little bit skeptical about this social TV viewing in virtual reality. Now, the nice thing about the social TV viewing is that you don't have to be in the same house. You don't have to be in the same apartment. So for those of you who are in long distance relationships, for example, for those of you who have family members overseas, it's a really interesting proposition there. Realistic avatars, well, yes, that would be an amazing feature. We would love to have this FaceTime experience where you talk to somebody and you feel like they're right in front of you, even though there might be miles or thousands of miles away. This would be incredible. Something that Apple has going for them is that you have FaceTime application installed on phones. It could be very interesting to have somebody use a phone on one side and somebody use a VR headset on the other side. I think that would be really interesting. This is a really fascinating area, and if the avatars are truly realistic, this could be a fascinating use case for virtual reality in the future. Gaming, well, there better be some games. And I hope there are not just thousands of games that are available through the iPhone games or iPad games that again are rumored to work within virtual reality headset. Let's be real, we're talking about the need for real immersive virtual reality or augmented reality games. I would be shocked if there were no games at all right at the beginning. I'm sure there are going to be some games. I don't think there are going to be a lot of games right at the beginning, but I'm sure that Apple is going to have some games that are pretty strong offerings that are going to catch our attention. Now, here is something I'm really hoping is going to happen. I am really hoping that Apple is going to give us an app for creating virtual reality experiences and for creating augmented reality experiences. Basically, what I'm hoping for is something like Roblox or Minecraft or Horizon, for that matter. Something where Apple is going to give us the tools to create fun virtual reality experiences, augmented reality experiences. Some time ago, many years ago, Apple was thought of as the place for creative individuals, where if you were a serious designer, you had no choice, you would have to use an Apple computer to do design. I would really love it. I would absolutely love it if Apple attempted to reclaim that spot in the virtual reality environment. That would be incredible. I hope they have something, and I'm not expecting anything big at the beginning, but please, Apple, give us some virtual reality and augmented reality creation tools. And for me personally, that would be a really important reason to consider buying the headset. So when is xrOS coming? Well, the announcement of the headset is going to be next week on Monday. So this is where I'm sure we are going to see some videos showing what the operating system looks like. And I'm sure we're going to hear about a lot of different use cases and games and different experiences. So we're going to see a preview all of this next week. Now, as far as when it's actually going to end up in our hands, I think the predictions right now, the rumors say that the headset is going to actually start shipping around October, maybe, definitely for Christmas. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know if you can pick up on the fact that I'm actually really excited for this. All right. Don't forget to follow for more videos like this.